Sonic, the heart of your system.
I'm Leo Walder for Kit Guru here at the InWin booth at LVCC for CES 2020. This is our final day. We're doing the wrap-up and we've come across some interesting stuff. Also, Luke and I have had a mini argument. Let's take a quick tour of this booth. Behind me we've got the source of the argument, which is this series of cases called the 200 series. We've got 215, 216 and C200. The C is the bit where the row comes in. So 215, 216 are cheap cases. They're around the $70 mark, and they are, quite bluntly, regular cases. They're black, they're cheap, they've got panels that allow airflow. The RGB bling is kept to a minimum. If you look, you can see it's the components doing the RGB-ness. We've got product cards. I won't insult you by reading them out. So the cases themselves look perfectly okay. They are not controversial. Where we have the controversy is the C200. Come to the front of the C200, Luke. Come to the front, Luke, you will see the hot swap bays, and this is what gets Luke's juices flowing. Luke, he do like his workstation stuff. So, this is a budget chassis around the $79 mark, which for a professional is basically free of charge. Luke thinks the component manufacturers, such as InWin in the case market, are going to go down the same route as the laptop manufacturers with the for professionals, for creators, C200. That's what Luke is fixing on. I think he may well be correct. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It could be the start of a trend where everything you've ever seen before suddenly becomes for creators. The irony here is that InWin is able to add hot swap bays on a black chassis and make it for creators. Up to now it's always been everything silver, white and Apple-esque. So in that sense, fair play to InWin. Alice was at Computex. Alice is the recycled PC look with the different materials. And Alice is standing on some new wraps. We haven't looked at Alice at Kit Guru. I mean, it's not really a sort of an enthusiast gaming system. I did see one or two reviews I thought were rather harsh about it, if I'm entirely frank. As far as I'm concerned, plastic and fabric, why not? Provided it's cheap, it's certainly interesting. As to whether the best materials for a PC, that's a different question. But I do not object to manufacturers trying something new. 925 was shown at Computex last year. It's a big enthusiast case. I like the look of it. I haven't reviewed it. And as I recall, it was also rather expensive. We've seen chassis like this before from InWin. Yes, aluminium, naturally curved, tempered glass. You know the buzzwords. It's the sort of thing we like, but it is big and heavy. Moving along to the slightly more subtle and sophisticated, we have the 303. This is, of course, the EK version. We've already seen this at the EK booth. So it's a 303 with the EK distribution panel, and they've obviously put the full custom loop cooling system inside it. So we've seen the system before. This is just confirmation it exists and is available. We like. We very nearly walked past the B1. It is so tiny, there are two B1s in this image, one of them with the headset on because it is basically the size of a head. This is the other. So I'm going to take off the cover, like so. It's got a tempered glass panel, that's plastic. The lower shell is also plastic, inside mini ITX. This chassis is $90, but it includes the power supply, and the power supply is gold rated. So that $90 might sound slightly pricey. Actually, to our mind, it's dirt bloomin' cheap. So you take your chassis for $90, go around the back, Luke, show them the back. You put inside a small motherboard with, say, an AMD APU, which has got all the functionality in the world, very low power, wallop. That price also includes the fan that's in the other end of the chassis from the power supply. So you've got everything you need. Once you've got a motherboard with an APU and some memory, you're good to go. You've got your home theater PC. And look at it, it's absolutely tiny. We think this could be a winner. I'm doomed. The show special from InWin has a Chinese name. It sounds something like deer, but it's not deer. It means butterfly. It's absolutely huge, as ever. It's not really a product as such. If you gave them the money, they'd sell you one for sure, like $14,500. Limited edition, if I know InWin, the limited edition is however many people turn up with the money, because they're brilliant at this type of marketing. Every show, they have something you have never seen before. So in this instance, we've got a load of fans. There is actually, Luke, a motherboard in there if you come round. But from that angle, you would never see it. And it appears to come with its own crane, which is absolutely welcome. So once again, InWin just takes the biscuit for marketing genius with the most bonkers thing you've ever seen. The fact it costs a fortune just does not matter. It's radically different. No one's going to buy it for home use, obviously. This is the sort of thing we're going to see at Computex. You just have to love what InWin does. And however you pronounce that word that means butterfly, do feel free to put comments below. Would you believe that InWin is getting into the AIO cooling market? Two models, 240mm, 360mm, called SR24, SR36, which is self-explanatory. The different thing about them is the absolutely ginormous pump cold plate unit. The reason is there are two pumps in the unit. The explanation we've received, apart from redundancy, which is a good thing, is quite blatantly it's a way of getting around the Ace Tech patent. Two pumps on the cold plate means that they get around the patent, therefore they're good to go. As to whether you want that tower on your CPU, that's entirely a different question. The idea of redundancy, sure, that's welcome. In an AIO, the pump is often the weak point. But in terms of cooling efficiency and all the rest of it, right now they are a completely unknown quantity. Nonetheless, seeing another competitor in the AIO market with their own technology, we like that. That was InWin. I'm Leo Warder for Kit Guru. This is CES 2020. Hit the bell button, subscribe. We're very nearly finished with CES 2020, but look around, there are plenty of videos from this past week.